Hello, everyone. I hope that you can hear me, and if not, I'm sorry. It's this microphone that I have. But anywho, so I'm making this tutorial to show you just how to do a simple picture. Yes, I'm a little complicated, and my pictures really aren't that simple, but I have a few brushes loaded to my Gimp. But anywho, so what you want to do is go to File, New, and if you don't already have it auto set to 400 by 400, then you could just do the width and the height 400 by 400. Alright, so right click on that layer, add alpha channel, and then delete. I do that just because I want a fresh background, don't know which way I want to take it, which way I want to go. It just also depends on the pictures that I do. So, what I like to do is go to my folder and drag and drop my picture inside. Okay, as you can see, the picture is super big. It's way bigger than the 400 by 400. So you right click, scale layer, and do 450, and then hit scale. And it'll do 450 by 450 on its own. And sometimes when you do that, you have to go in and still resize it, but this is actually okay with me. I'm just going to resize it just a tad bit so I can. For some reason, this recorder does not want me to use what I normally use to do things. So, mm, 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 mm. Normally you could just hit scale from right there, but for some reason, this video doesn't want me to. So you'll just come in and if it's just like a solo close-up picture like this, you'll just make it a little bit wider, move it down just a little bit so it could be proportioned right, so it won't look crazy. So that looks good. Right click, layer to image size, and that looks good. And so you don't forget, you want to come down here, and this little blue double window pane is the duplicate layer. You can access the duplicate later from up here in the tools option, but I just use it from down here. And you want to duplicate your layer, and then right here what says mode and normal, go right here to the drop down and go down to overlay. That'll overlay your picture, and you want to merge it down. And then you want to get a shadow, so you duplicate that layer again, then you go right click on that second layer, alpha to selection. You want to delete what's in there, and then drag and drop whatever color you want your outline to be. And for some reason mine does not want to work with this, so we're just going to use the paint bucket tool and do it like that. And then go to select none, and then we are going to go to filters and go to blur, Gaussian blur, and you can blur it to any level that you want. My blur, I don't want it to be that blurry, so just do that and click OK. And you can move that back tool with that back layer with your move tool. I always do the move tool and then move the active layer when I want to do something behind and really don't want to fool with the front. So you can do it like that and merge down. So with this background, I kind of want it to be black. And again, that's not working with the drag and drop. So use that. Okay. Now, when you're playing with backgrounds, you always, always, always want to do a new layer. So, go to layers, new layers, if you have to do it like this. But it's only because I'm recording. But normally, you could just hit the little white button down here. And then you come in here and you find what paintbrush you want to use. What paintbrush you want to use. I'm going to use the circles. This will look a little too big. So come in here and just place the circles in the background of my picture. You could do it half. See, I like to cheat, so you could do half on one side and then use your flip tool. Well, duplicate it and use your little flip tool right there. But for some reason, my thing don't want to work, so we're going to go to layers, transform, and then use the flip that way. And that way it could be even on both sides. That way the sides won't look differently. Okay. And then this is just something that I'm making really simple. So you can come up here and go to new from visible. Alright, and then come back up here, grab your little fuzzy tool brush. Check the size of your fuzzy tool brush if it'll let you. But because I'm recording, it's not letting me. Get you a new layer. Okay. And there's that fuzzy brush. It's a little too big for what I want it for. Anyway, but just draw a line. No, I don't even want it there. I kind of want it to look like it's a glare. So you can just draw a random line. Try to keep it as straight as you can. And then you can just go to filters, reshow Gaussian. And you can keep that line definition in there with the fuzzy, or you can bring it all the way fuzzy like that. It just depends on how you want it, how you want your shine to look. And I kind of want my gloss to look like that. See? And that looks nice. You can duplicate this layer and just move it. Make sure you got your new tool selected, but you can just move it. Okay. And you can duplicate it again. It doesn't want to work. And you can duplicate by right clicking too if you want. And that's just a simple glossy effect that I do. So it's real simple, real easy, real smooth. If you wanted to do other things to make it look a little different, you could play with your colors, your curves, make yourself darker or things like this. Just playing with it, just making it look real funny. But in this instance, I really don't want to do that. But you can use your presets if you got some curves in there and play around with that. See, that's different looking. Just playing around with your presets and see what you got. But I want to just keep mine basic and simple. And that's that on this tutorial.